Morning, ladies.
Good morning, friends. So today I wanted to film. My dog is playing with his phone over there. Boomer! Today I wanted to take you with me during my day, my work day, and show you what I'm eating. First thing, this is just a glimpse into one day. My days are different. Second thing, this is not me telling you that you should be eating what I am eating. Just meant to give you some tips and maybe recipe ideas. So I hope that you enjoy. As you saw, I like to start my morning with some lemon salt water. And I do that, the salt is for my adrenal glands. So a little bit of Himalayan salt to start my day really helps. Just helps me to absorb the water that I'm taking in. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop in. So as the weather is changing, I have been drawn a little bit more to oats. Honestly, I don't eat a ton of grains, but sometimes that's what my body's asking for, and so this morning I decided to honor that. So we decided to make some pumpkin pie oatmeal. Oats are loaded with fiber, and when I cook them in a high-fat coconut milk, it's adding some really good fats that help to keep you full longer. When I'm eating just oatmeal, I find that I don't really stay full, and so I like to load it up with some good quality fats and proteins. So we added in some pumpkin pie spice, and then that last thing that you saw was some collagen powder. Again, a little extra boost of protein. I just stir it and that blends in really nicely, and then we cook it up. And then to serve it, I decided to add some of this pumpkin seed butter, which is loaded with protein and zinc, along with a little bit of this pumpkin butter to sweeten it up and kind of stay along the lines of pumpkin pie. And then I sprinkled a little bit extra pumpkin pie spice on and finished it with some toasted coconut. This was seriously so good, you guys. It really hit the spot. I highly recommend this one if you are into eating oats. So with the change of weather also comes less sun, and I already live in the Pacific Northwest where there's really not a lot of sun to begin with. So when the weather changes, I like to get about 20 minutes a day in front of my UV lamp, and what this does is it provides my body a little extra boost of vitamin D. And vitamin D is an essential hormone in regulating a lot of things within the body, but mental health is one of them. So if you experience the winter blues, this is something that you might want to look into. All right, so it's been kind of a busy morning today. It was Jude's picture day, and mornings in general, school mornings are kind of chaotic, trying to get him breakfast and make us lunch. So I had some oats that I actually made in the morning, but I didn't actually get a chance to eat them until about 11 because I had a client super early. So I had to go into work and then come back and eat my oats. I ate about half of them. I'm not really currently eating a lot in the morning. It's just, I kind of just follow what my body asks for, and sometimes it asks for food, sometimes it doesn't. So I ate about half of it and then gave the rest to my husband, and I just got back from a yoga class, which was so good. And I'm about to have some lunch, which is some leftover chicken soup. And this is really where, for me, eating healthy can get a little bit sticky, so I really like to have leftovers in the fridge. Lunchtime, I really don't have a lot of time or energy or really a desire to put effort into, so I just want something quick that I can warm up and eat and not have to think about. So that's where leftovers or my meal prep really comes in handy for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and munch on this, and I'll see you guys at the next meal.
So this is a chicken soup that I made a day or two ago. It was the last little bit. It's basically just some shredded chicken with carrots, parsnips, peas, and kale in bone broth. So I just warmed that up and then served it in this really beautiful, too small for the amount of soup that I had, dish. And then I topped it with a little bit of garlic chili sauce, which is so good. In the middle of the day, I wanted to have a little bit of tea to warm up, so I've been really into this Tulsi rose tea. It's caffeine free, and Tulsi is also known to help calm the nerves, so it's great if you have anxiety. So for dinner, I'm making Kahlua pork in my Instapot. This is a family favorite recipe. It's really good. It makes a large amount, so even though there's only 3 of us, I really like doing this as like a meal prep. It also freezes really well, and super versatile. I'll, crisp up leftovers with eggs or however you want to serve it. So to begin, what I like to do is pat my pork roast dry, and then I cut it into 3 even chunks. And then what I'll do is score a couple of holes in each piece and stuff it with garlic. And then the next thing that you're going to want to do is take red Hawaiian sea salt, and this ingredient is not optional. You can't really replace it with regular salt, but what it is it's sea salt with a red clay, and it gives it such a unique flavor. So I sprinkle that on top, and then I put it in my Instapot with a cup of water, and on manual I crank it up to 90, let it go, and then I let it release naturally for 15 minutes. About 20 minutes before the roast is done, I start on my cauliflower rice. So this is just frozen cauliflower rice. I drizzle it with a little bit of avocado oil, and then I'll sprinkle some Himalayan sea salt, garlic powder, onion powder, and smoked paprika. And I will put that in a 425-degree oven for about 20 minutes, and about at 5 minutes before it finishes, I will crank the heat on to broil. And what this does is it kind of crisps up pieces of the rice, and it just gives it, in my opinion, a more pleasant rice-like texture. While the rice is cooking, I chop up my cabbage. So this is a Napa cabbage, and I'm going to save that little butt piece for my chickens. So I chop it up, and then, or I wash it, and then I chop it up just into 3 slices. It's going to look like really big chunks, but it cooks down a lot. And then when the roast is done, I just take out the meat and put it in a bowl to set aside. And then in that liquid, I go ahead and add the cabbage. And I'm going to cook that in that liquid for just 5 minutes and then a quick release. And there is the finished rice. Doesn't that look good? And with the meat, I'm just going to go ahead and shred it up into chunks. We'll use a little bit for tonight's dinner and then put the rest away for future meals. So to serve, I'm going to go ahead and add some avocado, and then we're going to do some kimchi on mine and my husband's, and sauerkraut for my son because the kimchi's a little spicy for him. And then for my husband and I, a little more of that garlic chili sauce. And cabbage, the finished cabbage on top, and there's the finished product. Doesn't that look good? This is one of our favorite meals. I highly recommend it.
Alright you guys, so I actually forgot to film an outro last night, so it's the next day. Here's my outro. that was my what I eat in a day. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on your notifications, share this with friends if you think that they will get value out of it, and let me know in the comments below, what do you do to keep the winter blues at bay? I'll see you guys next time.